takes a lot less time to do this trip when it's me by myself or just Tammy and I. You need to stop and give a chance for Juliana to get out, stretch her legs, get some energy out before we hit down for the rest of the trip. So home sweet home. I'm very relieved that the trip's over and now everything starts. It's one thing doing the trip to get down, but now the ball just doesn't stop rolling. How y'all doing? Hey. All right. You haven't seen this yet.
After a brief visit from Dr. Wolf, it is now time to get serious. Juliana is subjected to a series of extensive tests in preparation for tomorrow morning's operation.
Juliana's definitely started to realize the pattern. I think she knows that when we show up and we start prodding and taking weights and measurements and stuff, that things are getting serious.
Toesies. Done.
Go there.
I'm done. Sit up.
All done.
It's not any easier today than it was 2 years ago. We just keep telling ourselves that each procedure is one step closer to our goal.
Juliana is admitted to the pediatric intensive care unit, where hospital staff will prepare her for her CAT scan. She is now old enough to realize what awaits her.
Not the best part, I know.
Oh, sweetie.
Don't touch. It's very difficult for both of us to go through, for Tammy and I, because you sit there and nobody wants to see their children upset or hurt or crying or have to get poked by a needle or anything else, much less go through a major surgery where you know it's going to be painful afterwards for a period of time. You try and keep on everything, but not everything's in your control. You got to trust the doctors.
She's got herself all worked up now, just anticipating what's going to happen next.
She knows that she's in for real this time now.
To make her function properly, this is what we have to do.
Instead of putting in an IV and having to poke her, we had this port put in because her veins were getting all eaten up. And they can take blood from that. They can also give her meds through that. It's still scary for her. They gave her some medicine to knock her out a little bit. And that's going to relax her and settle her down so we can take her down to CT.
Sorry, baby.
There we go. Okay, we're going to relax just a minute. Okay. Yeah. You as a parent have to be strong enough to put her through that. And knowing that in the long term that it's going to be worth it. It's not the doctor's decision to do something. It's not her decision because she can't make it. It's yours. It's your responsibility. And it's a very heavy responsibility to put any of your family through pain that she's going to have to go through.
Oh, no, I love you, my sweet angel. You're awfully cuddly.
She's had enough sedation right now that would probably make you and I go to sleep for 5 or 6 hours. She's so accustomed to sedation products and stuff that makes it very difficult to sedate her, so we more or less have to put her under general anesthesia. And that's the lesser of all evils right now. It's like, okay, let's just get it done.
Juliana must be totally immobilized during the CAT scan. The scan enables the surgeons to see a detailed slice-by-slice, three-dimensional image of Juliana's head. Juliana's skull is constantly growing and changing, and the CAT scans will reveal any new holes which may have opened up since the last procedure. This is an essential tool for Dr. Wolf in tomorrow's operation. It is the day after Juliana's operation, and its impact on this fragile 2-year-old is clear.
She looks like she's been hit by a truck. She probably feels like that. Her eyes are swollen shut, so she can't see. You can't put a hearing aid on her, so she can't hear right now. Once we get through today and then wean her off of some pain medication and get going, then hopefully tomorrow and the next day you usually get better. But she's a little bit older, and with each surgery it's taken a little bit longer to bounce back.
The first few hours after surgery, when she's still kind of sedated and still on a lot of pain medications, are difficult, not knowing how she's going to come out of it, not knowing how much pain she's really in. By the next day when she's sitting up in the bed clapping or whatever she's doing, it definitely makes it a lot easier on us knowing that she's okay.
Oh, yay! I know. Look at her. She's pushing her mommy away. Hey. That's my kid. Oh no, where'd you go?
Yesterday my family flew in from Chicago, and it's my mom and my grandmother and 2 of my aunts and 2 of my cousins.
Although the family is in high spirits, it is in fact a tense time, as Juliana's operation, though largely a success, has had one major setback.
As with Juliana and everything that happens with her, sometimes things just don't go according to plan. The jaw distraction device that Dr. Wolf had put in didn't seem to be progressing as it should.
We were turning the screw, as Dr. Wolf had told us, 3 times a day. And after a while, about a week, we had noticed that her jaw wasn't moving and the skin wasn't tearing as it should have. And the pin had also moved up under her eyes. We had noticed that it was further up. So we called Dr. Wolf and he said, get her down here as soon as possible. And we went down on Monday morning and he removed it Monday night. This morning they did a scan of her head, and that's just to get exact dimensions and exactly the shape of her head, and they're going to be building a helmet, and we're going to go back in 2 weeks to